So, good morning. Good morning. These videos are getting a bit earlier, aren't they? But yeah, we are back again with another transfer video. This time, we're going to talk about Saint Maximin. I know you hipsters in my chat rooms love a little bit of Saint Maximin, and we are linked to him. So, I'm going to go through that with a fine tooth comb in a minute. Before I do that, Instagram's just there, just there. Make sure you follow it. I would really appreciate it. Come on, man. Loads of you are following that recently. I've got nearly 60k on here. Let's put some over on Instagram, and let's boost up the Instagram as well. But I will also be back again at about 2:30 this afternoon with another upload. This one's about Granit Xhaka's swap deal. So make sure you come and check that one out. And I see that story last week, but it is breaking again today. And last night. So make sure you come and check that one out. Also, don't forget as well, I will be on Matisse's channel, London's Club Carnage, 1 o'clock today. That should be fun. Toby's going to get it. Kane wants to leave. It's going to be carnage, hence the name of the show. And then obviously it is match day. The Banter Club are playing tonight. So there is a full program on this channel tonight. The build-up vibe show with Tom, after show with Chig, the video phone-in show, and then obviously all the fan cams. Tom will be busting out and I'll be busting out. So plenty of content. Make sure you're subscribed. Big up to everyone who's subscribing as well. But we are linked to Saint Maximin. And it's funny because him and Adama Traore, I think, are very similar, albeit they're different types of players. Saint Maximin's technically a lot better than Adama Traore will ever be. But because they are very quick footballers, they're very quick, they're direct, they want to try and get forward. A lot of people seem to like that type of player. Now, I was baffled when I looked at how many goals Saint Maximin scored for Newcastle. He's played 54 times for Newcastle, and he has scored 7 goals. If you hipsters in the chat don't like Nicola Pepe, trust me, this is the most frustrating footballer you're ever going to see then, isn't it? Because if people think Pepe's frustrating, at least Pepe's output's all right. You know, this guy, very injury prone as well. Calf injuries, groin injuries, hip injuries. He's been decimated with injuries since he's been at Newcastle. Now, I'm not sure how much legs there are in this story, but the one thing I will say is that he signed a new contract in, I think it was October last year for Newcastle, and that was a 6-year contract. So this is not going to be a cheap deal if Arsenal want to get this done. And that asks a question as well as to what happens to our wingers, because I'm just looking at it thinking, well, hang on a minute. If we're going to sign Saint Maximin, he plays left wing. What does this do for Aubameyang? What does this do for Martinelli? And what does this do for Nicola Pepe? Because Nicola Pepe this season has played a lot of his games on the left-hand side. And for me personally, I don't rate this Saint Maximin. You know, yes, you're quick. Yes, you can do a skill move. Whoopie-doo. You're a funky Barnet and you can run quick. Hardly any goals, hardly any assists, hardly any chances created. I think 3 of his assists out of the 12 he's got at Newcastle were in one game against, I think it was Bournemouth back in the last season. So for me, it just, I don't know whether it's just, I don't know. I don't know. But the one thing I do know is that he ain't all that. And the amount of money it'd cost to get him, we're going to be talking about 40 million plus. He ain't worth 40 million quid. You know, people will sit there and say that, oh, but he plays for Newcastle. He plays for Newcastle. Well, Chris Wood plays for Burnley and his output's as good as Lacazette's. So there's no excuse really, is there? You know, there is one way this deal could happen at a lot cheaper rate, and that is the little carrot that we could dangle in front of Newcastle of Joe Willock. And Joe Willock, I do think will leave the club this summer. It'd be a shame to see him go, but I just don't think he's quite that level for us if we want to have aspirations getting right back up to the top of the table. And I wish him well if he goes as well. Listen, he's done fantastic since he left on loan. He scored so many goals for them that are crucial goals, which has basically kept him in the league. So that loan move for them was absolutely superb. But I want you guys to leave it in the comment section about St. Maximin first and foremost, but also about Joe Willock. How much can we get for Joe Willock? Because I think the fact that he's had such a good loan spell, I think we could push up to about the 15 to 20 million pound barrier. I think if he hadn't have had that loan spell, we would have been around the 8 to 10 million. But I think now, I reckon we could get close to 20 million quid for Willock. And not only that, if we do want to swap Joe Willock for Saint Maximin, that drops the price down. to about 20 odd million quid for Saint Maximin. Me personally, I don't want him. I don't think he's anything near Nicola Pepe. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as Martinelli. He's too rough around the edges. Like, he does all the hard bit easy, but then the easy bit he messes up. And we've seen this time and time again with Alex Iwobi. He is basically just Alex Iwobi with pace. That's how I'm looking at it. And for the amount of money, or the player plus money that we're going to do on that, nah, not for me. Listen, this will probably go on and on and on. They'll probably end up staying at Newcastle. But I understand why people rate him. I understand why clubs will look at him, because he does suck players out because of his pace. He does get players to sit deep because they're scared he'll run in behind as well at other times. So I do get it. But, you know, when you're playing for Newcastle, it's a lot different to playing for Arsenal. And Arsenal, a lot of teams do tend to park the bus, or as you hipsters again call it, low block. So I don't really see how this fits. I genuinely do not understand how this guy fits into our team. His defensive work rate's not all that. His output's not all that. And other than pace and a little trick, I don't really see what he brings to the table, if I'm honest, for that sort of price. Not for me. He is at a club that I think is probably about his level, with all due respect to Newcastle. I do. I think I don't see him being at a club any higher than that. I just don't think that the way any of the big clubs play, or the bigger clubs play, I just don't see how he fits in. His output's like nothing. You know, if you look at Liverpool and the output of Mane, I know Mane's had a poor season, but if you look at the output of Mane, he ain't getting in Liverpool. Over Jota as well, let's be real. He ain't getting him. Man City definitely ain't getting him. Chelsea, he ain't getting him. Tottenham, he ain't getting in over Son. He ain't getting in over Pepe or Martinelli at Arsenal. Now we're scraping the barrel a little bit and going down. Leicester, would he get in over Harvey Barnes, or Ashley Barnes, whatever his name is? It's Harvey Barnes, isn't it? He ain't getting in over him. So where's he getting in? Into a top team? Is he getting in at Everton? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I will be back again at 2:30 this afternoon. Leave your thoughts and comments on it. Would you take him number one? How much is he worth? And would you swap Joe Willock for him, and how much is he worth? Leave all of that in the comment section down there. Make sure you subscribe as well. The subscribers are flying up in the last couple of weeks. Maybe it's because I've stopped swearing. I made a conscious decision to try and stop swearing. Obviously, there will be a few Fs, and they will come out every now and again. But I am trying not to swear so much. So, yeah, big up to everybody who's following the channel. Make sure you follow my Instagram as well, LeeGunner82. I'll be back again on Matisse's channel at 1 o'clock, and then I'll be back here with another upload, Granit Xhaka Sakaria swap, and that will be dropped at 2:30 this afternoon. So, all have a wonderful day. I'm out of here. I'll tear her out.